somebody like getting this kit in like a competitive racer that's, you know, maybe switching brands, like unsponsored, but they're switching brands and they want to give this kit a try, what's some option parts you would recommend for this kit?
Well, definitely the aluminum steering rack. You don't necessarily have to get the arms, the steering arms, but I would get the aluminum steering rack for sure. The aluminum Ballstud mount for the front.
Okay.
I would get that. The aluminum kick-up plate for the front. And if you can, I would get both the 0 plate and the -3 +3 plate.
Okay.
Is what I would get. I get 2 of them. And changing that kick-up, you know, it's going to change the way your car turns in and steers. And just the way it handles going in the corners, changing that kick-up around.
Right.
And then the rear Ballstud mount for the back of the transmission, I would get that in aluminum.
Okay.
As an option part also. Those would be the first things I buy. When I bought the kit, those were in my order. I ordered all those at the same time because I knew I'm going to be changing them. You know, and that aluminum kick-up plate, the arm mount for the front, with the stadium truck, that is an absolute must-have because you catch one of them big tires on a pipe, you know, you're going to break that plastic one. So save yourself some aggravation, and that would be the absolute first thing I would buy. If you couldn't afford to buy all of it, which I know it's expensive, but that would be the very first thing I buy, and the rear aluminum Ballstud mount for the transmission. Those are the 2 absolute must-haves.
You keep the same rear hubs and everything, the kit hubs?
Well, the kit comes with both hubs.
Okay.
Both rear hubs.
Okay.
So it comes with a high hub and a low hub.
Okay.
So you get both sets of hubs in the kit. Now they are hard plastic. They're not the graphite or the aluminum. I always run a hard. I either run graphite or aluminum rear hubs.
How's the build on this one here? Well, you've already built the Buggy, so it was just like the Buggy.
Yeah, just like the Buggy. No different. Everything fits together really well. You have pretty tight tolerances on everything. I do ream out my arms. Hoodie makes a arm reamer, which ream out all my arms before I put them on. And then the rear arms, they're pretty snug when you first build them. They're pretty tight. So I file those down a little bit on either end, on either side to free up the arms when I mount them to the chassis. It's not a lot of filing, but you know, it's just one little extra thing to get some freedom of movement back there.
Right.
You can let it wear in. I mean, you don't have to do it. You can just put it together, and they'll be a little bit stiff, and you may not ever notice it, but you know, they'll eventually wear in to where they're nice and free. But I just file them down so they're nice and free from the get-go. There's a lot of times if I'm carrying extra arms with me, I've already filed them down, so if I happen to break an arm at the track, I can take it right back out of the package and put it on, knowing that it's already going to be free and I'm not going to have to work on it at the track.
How do you like the shocks on the new stadium truck? Are they improved over the 23s, or? I mean, we know they're...
Yeah, so you know, it's a 13. It's the big bore 13 millimeter shocks.
Right.
They're a little bit shorter, so it's kind of the same theory with the truck than like what they did with the Buggy, because the new Buggy shocks are 2 millimeters shorter. So the truck shocks are a little bit shorter. I'm going to say they're 2 millimeters, but I haven't measured them, so don't quote me on it. The build on them's good. Oh, the new car kits are coming with X-rings. So X-rings. And using X-rings. Yokomo X-rings.
Yeah.
They're shocks.
Yeah.
So I was happy to see that Xray came out with their own X-ring for the shocks. That was nice.
Yeah.
And those come in the kit. They're standard now.
Tie rod.
The only thing I can,
oh, my bad. Go ahead.
the only thing I can say for shocks is just make sure you trim the plastic. So if there's any, like when you take them off of the parts tree, make sure you take an X-Acto and trim off any little burrs. I built a set, and I really didn't check it, but I didn't think there was any burrs on the spacers that go into the shock. Your little O-ring cartridge you gotta put up in there.
Right.
And but there was just enough of a burr that when you put everything together, it squeezed down on the shock shaft, and you could just feel that binding when you were moving the shaft up and down in the shock. It just bounded up. Didn't free, not a lot, but you could definitely feel it.